Good evening, dear students. I hope you can hear me. So please let me know. This is going to start the class. Hello to everybody. So let me know that you can hear me. So I would like to start the class already. This is already 6 and 10 minutes by travel time. So you can hear me, right? Yes, please. Okay, thanks, Mr. Price and Mr. Bright. So today's class about the performance. So let's start. Just a moment, I'll try to match my voice. How you can hear me? Everybody. I've been always adjust my voice. Good. Okay, then. So today's we have a huge topic about the performance. And today's structures of the lessons is we go through the introduction to performance, look at the organization, performance, knowledge, and learning. If you have a time, we also learn about the employee's performance management, the leadership and change, and about the managing absence and attendance. The part 3, the focus on skills, which will be the whole focus for you. And today the class would be there for 2 parts. The first part we will look first at the slides of the lesson, and the second part we have case studies for discussion. So we review the three different case studies of the 3 different companies and try to answer for the questions. So let's go to the next slide and start. So here it is. Today we talk about the learning organizations and organizational learning, about knowledge management and so on. Here is the findings from the people and the performance research. We have in the relation to HR practice, they found that including the career opportunity, the job challenge, the involvement in management decisions, the training and line measures, that all influence employee motivation. The job influence, career opportunity, the job challenge, and the teamwork all influence the job satisfaction, as you know. And the training, career opportunity, the job challenge, the management leadership, the performance appraisal, work-life balance, and the communication on organization performance all influence the commitment. I think of these simple rules already have been known by you, and you have experienced, you have such as activities in your job. So let's move to the next slide. So here is in the table 1, you can see the major performance initiatives. The first is the organization focus. What is implication? As you can see, there is the learning organization, the knowledge management, the organization development, The investment in people, the total quality management, which is the TQM, the performance culture, learn production, business process engineering, the just-in-time creativity, the standards, with the quality standards, as you know, the customer care and the orientation. The second is individual focus. Here is what is the performance management, performance related to the pay, the self-development, continuous development, the empowerment, the involvement, engagement, the physical and mental well-being initiatives, the activities made. And the last one is team focus. So it's the high performance teams, the cross-functional teams, and the self-regulating team. Actually, we have previously considered about some HR policies and practices that have been identified as they relate to high performance, and have noted that the idea of using practice in bundles. Many of the popular performance activities or initiatives that companies have adopted represent the similar bundles of HR policy and practice, and we now turn to this kind of initiatives. Actually, there are many small initiatives every day that help to improve the performance, the job performance. But we are concentrating here on the major strategic initiatives, which is also the labels may, of course, mean different things in practice in different organizations. The performance research to date focus very much on the individual, but we agree with the science, the Hawking, who suggests that the organization also need to develop the capability of the organization as a whole one. And to this end, we include here, as you can see, the table on the 3 levels of initiative depending on the primary focus, which is organization, team, and individual, as you can see. And some of them cover some of the same ground, and it would be surprising to find that them in this business, maybe in your business, in your job. Is also this kind of focus will be at the same time. So this is now we talk about just about it's like a little literature review about the performance, so you don't worry. So for the next, let's move to the next slide. See what we have. So right now we talk about the organization performance, which is the knowledge and learning. Popper and Lipschitz here describe the organization learning mechanism as a structural and procedural arrangement that allow organization to learn. In other words, it's actually that is to collect, analyze, store, disseminate, and use the systematic information that is relevant to their members' performance. So this is all about what is the organizational knowledge. Here is on the next slide. You can see the table. So let's see what we have right here. So the arguments shown describe the different levels of organization learning, which others have developed. So here is the 3 levels, which is the first is the single loop learning or loop or level learning. So learning about how we can do better, just improving what we are currently doing, and this is seen as learn at the operational level. So now we talk about actually about the organization learning and how it impacts the business itself, on the sales, on the profits, on the company performance itself. So now we link the learning and for example, and the company performance, and we linked with the profit and with the sales. How the learning and knowledge affect the company's performance. So the level one single loop learning. The second one, the level two, the double loop learning, the double level learning. It's like a more fundamental level, which is concerned with the why question in relation to what we are doing, rather than with doing the same things better. That that is a question whether we should be doing different things actually. This level is described as developing knowledge and understanding due to insights and can result in the strategic change and renewal. And the last level one is a triple loop learning. Here, this level of learning is the hardest of all to achieve as it focuses on the purpose of the principles of the organizations and challenging whether these are appropriate, and is sometimes described as learning at the level of will or being. So here is three levels about the learning and how the learning affects the company's performance. How the learning and knowledge has impact on the employee performance itself. So let's on to the next one. Here is so the stage of the science in the PM in the HRM. He acknowledged that he presents a very positive vision of what organization can do about the learning, and if recognized that without the appropriate leadership, this will not happen. So he focused the same focus on the leadership in the learning process. So he identified the three critical leadership roles: the designer, teacher, and steward. This means about the leadership as a role in the employee functions. So as a designer, the leader needs to engage the employees at all levels in designing the vision, the core purpose, and values of the organization, and design process for strategic thinking and effective learning processes. As a teacher, the leader needs to help all organization members gain more insight into the organizational reality, to accord the guides and facilitate and help others bring their theories into use as a leader. So as a steward, the leader needs to demonstrate a sense of personal commitment to the organization mission and take the responsibility for the impact of leadership on others. I think this is all things is have to be familiar to you on the team working classes about the leadership and about the learning and knowledge. So I hope you understand this slide. This is about the leadership. The role of the leadership can be in the three types as designer, teacher, and steward. And here is the explanation of each of them and how this affects on the learning of the employee relations. Let's move to the next one slide. So here is the Hawkins argued that an assumption may be made that all learning is good, whatever is being learned, whereas the value of learning lies in ways it's taken out. That means like all the myths about the learning, whatever you would like to learn in the about the, for example, business or about the learning in the business or learning in the literature or learning the science, all is appropriate. It depends on how you would like to use, how you can use it effective and efficiently. In which activity you're going to use it. So Hawkins gives to us the description about the learning and how it can be appropriate by today and by your business or in your job. So next one, the knowledge source. The knowledge is increasingly viewed as the critical organizational resource which provides the competitive advantage. I think you agree with me that the link between the knowledge and competitive advantage is very high. And As the goal demonstrates, it has a particular importance for multinational companies. So here is, as the speed of change gets faster, organizations increasingly need innovations, new ideas, and the new ways of doing the things to keep ahead of the competition. And they constantly need to know what their competitors and customers are doing. So, and we use the knowledge and learning to explore our mind actually. And increasing the organization knowledge is seen to underpin this. In addition, the knowledge-based organizations, for example, such as the consulting companies or finance companies, today they are growing, as you can see, and the growth of the knowledge work and the increasing number of the knowledge work has been well reported. So examples of knowledge workers are research and development staff, also legal, IT, accounting, and other professionals. And we take the view in this chapter that the knowledge is important for everyone in the organization, and actually in any organization, in any field. So let's move to the next one. So here is the knowledge. Now we talk about a little about the knowledge management. So the knowledge management initiatives or activities cover either both the types of knowledge, as you know, explicit knowledge and tacit knowledge. So let's describe what it's about actually. Explicit knowledge, sometimes referred to as operational knowledge, or the know what, the type of knowledge, can be codified and stored for others to access. So, for example, here might be that the price changes, the new competitor products, for example, the customer buying patterns, and the changes in the employment legislation. This is about the explicit knowledge. Know what it is, what kind of product the competitor are offering, and what kind of products and services they are offering. Know what actually. And the second and the next one actually, the other type is the tacit knowledge. Here, as you can see, the tacit knowledge, or the know-how, the type of knowledge. This is made up of our accumulated experience about how things are done and how the problems can be solved, what works, what doesn't, and in what context and under what conditions. This is how the things how the things are, for example, activate, for example. So here is examples about the tacit knowledge, and this might be, just a little example, like, for example, might be a fireman who, for example, during the fire would be able to work out when his backdrop would be likely to occur, and could then make sure the immediate array is clear of people. And working this out involves a series of decision processes about the current conditions of the fire, and they compare this with the previous experience when backdrought have occurred. And this is usually done intuitively by the fireman. And for anyone else to use this knowledge, it needs to be made explicit. Explicit means should be written how is it, the processes, and which is recognized by many as difficult and by some as unachievable. So this is about the tacit knowledge. I hope you understand the difference between the tacit knowledge and the explicit knowledge. Explicit knowledge is the knowledge is what is, and tacit knowledge and knowledge how is actually doing. So just a moment. Let's see what we have. Today we have 3 case studies to review. I've been already sent to your emails. I hope you got it. And let's review them by and answer for the questions. Today's class will be more practical because I would like to hear your voice, to hear your opinions, to hear your answers. And then you can share your experience and your knowledge. So here is some. Please check your emails. I send you the case study. First, we start from the Forestry Commission case study about the developing people through the training. It's okay because I hope everybody has is able to check your mail. And I'll give you around 10 minutes to review the first case study, the case study about the developing people through training, the Forestry Commission company. So please start to read that one, and we try to answer for the question, review the main things in that case study. I already sent you. You should get it. I sent you half an hour ago, I think so. So first is about just a moment. Alright. The Forestry Commission company. So just a moment. So let because today you have to answer for the question, and I record your answers for my own the ratings of the students. So just a moment. So here is the Developing Cultural Training, the Forestry Commission. Please let's start to review and read that case study. Now it's 6:35, 34. So we start to discuss at 6:45. Is it alright for you to give you 10 minutes, or you need more than it? Please let me know. Okay, 10 minutes enough to review. Please go ahead. I mute my microphone. I hope you have already read the case study, the first definition. So let's see at the end of the case study the questions. We have 4 questions to answer for it. So here is the first question is, what is a job role? And give 2 examples of the job roles at the Force Commission. And how can a job role be widened? So who would like to answer the first question? What is a job role? And give the 2 examples of the job roles at the Force Commission department. This is the government department. And how can a job role be widened, actually? So, who would like to answer the question? Because today I would like to track your answers. That would be important in the end of the semester. So, Mr. Barak, Mr. So, Mr. Barak would like to answer. Okay, Mr. Barak, go ahead, please.
Greetings to everybody. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, so our job role is usually the task and responsibilities a person takes on at work. In this case study, it's the good example of this in the case study has the example of the Julie McMahon, civil engineer whose job is to harvesting the trees for the timber.
Okay.
And as a civil engineer, some of her projects involves building new roads and bridges for timber lorries to get in and out of the forest areas. Alternatively, she might create concepts and design and test models for footbridges, walkways, or towers. So, in general, these are the some tasks and responsibility that she has as a civil engineer in the forest.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barak. Have you finished?
I think for this moment, I think it's okay. Let's
hear the others. Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah,
So, who would like to share he or she's opinions with Mr. Barak, or who would like to give his own answer for the first question? So I can see here is Mr. Han Mohammed answered for the questions. There is opportunity for different type of labors and staff, he says, and students can join and skill staff as well as engineer and agriculture especially. The people can invest on the machineries, and also lots of people can benefit the products in local market as a carpenters and transfers and so on. So who who doesn't have a microphone can speak. You can just chat for me because I also tracking from the chat. And by the way, who would like to answer the first question, to add something? Go ahead, please. So let's on to the next question. So here is the second one. The define the A is on the job training and the B of the job training. Illustrate the difference by the giving examples of the two types of the training at the Forestry Commission department. So I will copy the question for you, please. Would like to answer for the question. So here I can see the answers from the Ismail. The Hibzadeh. Job role is the same as we assign a work to employee, he says. And real payment for their job role. He means we will pay. So just a moment. Here is the question one. The second question I'm going to send to everyone. Define A on the job training and the B of the job training. Illustrate the difference by the given examples of the two types of the training in the Forestry Commission department. So who would like to answer for the second question? I can see Mr. Han Muhammad, please. Mr. Han, I can't hear your voice. Mr. Han, can you hear me? That's fine. So, Mr. Barak, please.
Yeah. So the term of on-job training, it means that we are providing the training to our colleagues at their work. So it is the best way of learning practical work based on skills. And there are some kinds of these on-job trainings, that, for example, mentoring, coaching, and secondments, that when you're sending for the short time colleagues to other similar workplace where you will learn the similar things that you are doing here. So these are the example of on-job training. And off-job training is when you are spending or attending courses or training events away from your place of work. for a short or for long time. And this exact case, the Julie's university degree, for example, is the example of job training that she or other colleagues, when they are sent for the job training, they will have opportunity to meet other people, share their knowledge and skills with them, and when they have the similar roles and responsibility, and discuss and share their ideas and come with something new to their jobs. So the forestry example are doing these things, that they have on-job trainings and also off-job trainings. That these are the part of their personal development plan. They call it PDP. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Burak. Today, thank you very much. Thanks for your answer.
I hope that my answer was properly reflected the answer.
Yes, because actually, the answer is not so important for me. It's more important for the other students to share your opinion, your knowledge, and your experience, your mind with the others. But today you are the most active student. That's very good. So I'd like to hear it with somebody else, please.
Thank you.
So here is I have answers by the chat from the Mr. Ahmad Bayer. So let's read that the on-job training is the having practical training in the field of work. This involves like coaching and other methods. And the off-job training is like attending the lectures in the course, which is based on the theory and no work in the field is involved, he said. That's interesting. Always have the own opinion about the job training, as I can see, about the off-job training. The most, of course, the job training is the more efficiently, as I said, by the Ahmad Bayer. So who would like to share your answer? The one answer with for the second question. If not, we will move for the next question, because we have limited time to answer for those questions. So here the third question is why is the training important to first is to the employee of the Forestry Commission and to the Forestry Commission itself. I mean, to the Forestry Commission department. So let's move from the side of your own job and your own life and business itself. For example, let's try to convert this question for your job or for your business. Why is training actually important for you? For you itself and for your company. Who would like to answer for that question? Because MBA online courses also as a training, we can see. So here is I copied the third question, but we're converting that question into to yourself actually. Here is why is training important to you? So let's leave the Forestry Commission company and leave it on the time and answer for the question why the training for you actually is important. And how the training will be important for your company, how will it affect your company itself. Who would like to answer for that question? I think would be more easy and more practical for you. Who would like to answer? I can see Mr. Barak hand. Mr. Barak,
Yes.
would you like to answer for the question? Why is training actually important for you and for your company?
So I think that when you're doing trainings, you're equipping yourself with the new knowledge and skills that will support you and your organization to achieve the objectives of your organization and your own objective that you have. That the new skills and the trainings and the knowledge will give you the confidence to do the things more effectively and will equip you to achieve not only your own goal, but the organization's objectives as well. And talking about myself and my organization, that when I am attending any training or on-job trainings or off-job trainings, that it brings lots of confidence in me and enable me to be creative and be initiative and more focus on teamwork, support my colleagues, and also learn from them and have very good inputs in all activities that we are doing. So overall, it's not only supporting the people itself, but also the organization as well to achieve their objectives and overall goals.
Thank you very much, Ms. Barak. And how do you think how the training will be impact on your organization or your company? What kind of advantages bring to your company? Not for you. For you, we already know the answers. And what it will bring for your company? What kind of advantages?
For the company, that the company will grow and the company will be sustainable in terms of achieving or providing services or equipment or production. And when you trained and you equipped with new knowledge and skills, it will support the company to achieve more easily their objectives and overall goal. As you know that based on the fast development in technology and the environment is changing and the competition is getting more tough. So the new equipment and the new technology is coming to the market, and every organization has to survive better and do the competition better. So they need the training, they need the new technology, they need to do the tough competition with others and to survive in the environment. So all these things or enable them to be at the top and continue their productions or services or other things they are busy with.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Barak. I got your answer.
Thank you.
So here is I have also an answer from the Mr. Rahman Zubair. He said that training has many advantages, such as the motivation for work, the know on the how to do the work itself, the getting the familiar with the new methods relating to your field of work, Knowing how to do the things correctly gives you the confidence and most important professional growth. Okay, this is also like the advantage which it brings for you actually itself. What kind of advantage it brings to your company itself from your side? Uh, Please, Mr. Ahmad, you can chat me, and I'd like to read the answer from the Mr. Khan Mohammed. So here is the commission can be benefit the training having the trained and skilled staff. This can give the opportunity of the meeting deadlines and achieving the goals. The staff can get the promoted for being trained in the implement in the field what they learn and they mean and they what it mean and they get a good income and may help the country as well. Interesting. So thanks a lot. Would like to answer for the last question. This I think is a very simple question about the training. What kind of advantage brings training for yourself and for your company from your side? If everybody is right here, can hear me, please? Yes, everybody can hear me, but oh, it's so quiet. You have to be more active, integrate among the other students. This is like MBA course, it should be like that, because it's not like you are hearing my voice only. You are just learning. You have to share your opinions, share your knowledge. So it's okay. It's, so let's move. Let's continue today's the class. So I have a little topic for you. Just would like to read for you about the using knowledge as a competitive differentiator in the Atlantis system. Atlantis system is the company. Atlantis used the knowledge management, the principle to support internal change management process in the company in 2004, after suffering the difficult financial times following the terrorist attacks of 9/11. The method of knowledge management encouraged at Atlantis is the first is the democratization of knowledge. Every employee has the ability to influence the company's direction. That means every employee has a powerful in the company is valuable in their opinion is valuable. The second is iterative improvement. Each employee strives to move beyond the best practice in their daily activities and by capturing ideas for improvement as they do about the daily tasks. So here they have also the competitive inside the company. This is very interesting. And the third one, the reward and the recognition. The employees are rewarded for the contribution to the collective knowledge base of the company. So employees also, here is this, it explains that the employees are rewarded not only by their performance, but their knowledge also. And they bring the customer in the improvement process by having they contribute to the knowledge base of the company. So each employee brings the improvement to the company, they grow together with the company. And the last one, the floating the here, so people are free to talk each other. Here we should talk about in that company, in that non-thesis company has a democratization actually, like is all free to talk, free to discuss about new ideas, about the changes, for example, about your knowledge, about your needs and wants. So here is how the knowledge is used as a competitive advantage in the market. So today we use the organization learning and the knowledge and the training, the development of this process as a competitive advantage. It's also important in your business. So you have to develop it, you have to expand it in your company, in your business. And by doing this, you have to develop yourself. Like the brain is like a muscles, must be training day by day. So I have another short topic for you: the knowledge management at the Thames Water Company. So let's see what the Lang and Windle, the report and interview with the Peter Hemming, the director of the knowledge management at the Thames Water, on the progress that the company is making. What about? Actually, the Hemming explained that the Thames Water strategy for knowledge management rests on 4 key building blocks. What is actually? The first is the making knowledge visible, the increasing knowledge intensity, the creating a knowledge infrastructure, and developing a knowledge culture. This is the main 4 things being important in the Thames Water Company. And he suggests that the cross-boundary knowledge sharing the communities are critical in achieving this strategy. And this community focus on groups of professionals who share the knowledge and common interests, say within the negotiation contracts or the avoidance of water diversion and loss. So here is the each community is actually integrated with the facilitator, and they start by designing the remit of the group. This includes the rights and mission statement, the terms of membership, and how the group will use the organization electronic tea rooms. And thereafter, the communities manage themselves and decide which issues they need to concentrate on. In addition, the Thames Water has developed an internal electronic directory to help the people to find needed expertise in people with the shared business interests. And knowledge sharing is explicitly encouraged in the company value statements and reinforce the through training. So here is the Thames Water Company using as the knowledge also as their competitive advantage, as their strategy. So making it more visible, more simple structure, and trying to develop the knowledge culture in the company. Think about this. So also we have another 2 case studies. So here is as you can see in the email, the second one is the training and development at NDA. The Nuclear Decommissioning Authority. This case study is about 4 pages only. So at the end of the case study, we have also the questions for the discussion. So let's try to answer for that question. Please, first I give you around 10 minutes. Is it okay for you? If not, I give you 15 minutes to review the case study, and we try to answer for the questions. Please see the second case study in the attachment, which I sent by email. The train and development at NNDA. The train and development at NDA company. So since now, I'll give you 10 minutes and we try to answer the question. Dear student, I hope you have been reviewed the case study. So here it is. So we have first question. Just a moment. So try to put on the WebEx and you can see that. So here is the topic of the case study, the training and development at NDA. This is the non-department public body actually. So on the last page we have questions. The first question is explain the difference between the training and development and give examples of the different types of training at NDA. So who would like to answer? Please. So first question, explain the difference between the training and development. I can see the Mr. Barak hand. Yes, Mr. Barak.
Yeah, so thank you very much. I would like to start that training is the acquisition of the knowledge and skills to enable a person to carry out the specific task or job, and there are several kinds of this training. That, for example, the here on this case study, there are on-job training and off-job trainings, and also they are providing the apprenticeships, that the combination of on-job and off-job trainings. It's in terms of new skills and in terms of orientation with the job, and in terms of motivation. And it's in the term of how to deal or address or meet the needs of the internal and external customers. So this is the training and examples of what are they doing at this case study. And second portion of this question, it's about the development. The difference between the training is and development is that the development is for a long time, that when employee enters a particular organization, during the as career development, he needs to develop at different stages, and it's for a long term. So that means that employee become more positive, productive, and valuable to the organization in the long term. Motivation, it's the main part of this development, and the motivation theory suggests that different things that enable the employee to do more effective and an efficient way. And also this depends that individuals take many different development paths depending on their abilities and qualifications, and also depend on their willingness in which particular qualification or work they will continue their long-term work.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Barak. I got your answer.
Thank you.
thanks. So, and here is the answer from the Mr. Han Mohammed. He says the development is about the health and work is developed and broaden the capabilities to assist the career progress. It helps to increase the levels of employee motivation and produce the long lasting the competencies. This means that employees become more positive, productive, and valuable to the organization in the long term. The motivation theory stated that if workers are allowed to grow and extend their abilities, they will take greater responsibility. This will make them more effective in their work. And he says also as a part of their development, nuclear graduates also act as a champions for the industry. For example, to help the others learn about what working in the nuclear industry is like. The graduates contribute blog entries to the nuclear graduates footprints website. Okay. Thanks. And what I got the answer from Mr. Kais. The training is acquiring better skills for their job, and the developing, the preparing employees for their next promotion position. Interesting. Actually, the training comes first, by the way, because the development is like development of the employee, the result from the training, how you what did you get from the training and how you're going to apply it, and this will affect your job, your position, and development. It depends on the training process itself. So that's all I think for the first question. I got the 3 answers from the 3 students only. So let's move to the next question. The second question is what value does workforce planning bring to India? As you remember, on the previous class, we talked about the HR planning, and we had a familiar answer for the HR planning. Sorry, familiar the same question actually, but about the different companies. What the value does workforce planning bring to NDA? Who would like to answer the question? I can see Mr. Barak hand. Please, Mr. Barak.
Yeah, thank you very much. To answer this question, I would like to say that all these efforts will deliver the NDA mission to the benefit of all. So it is the shortest answer to this question. That NDA will better achieve their mission as a world-class provider in the nuclear energy sector.
Is that all?
I think that's all, because all these efforts will capable them to efficiently and effectively provide the services to the people, and all these things will enable them to achieve their overall mission and their goals, and also it will make them able to reach their full potential whilst providing the organization with the skills and capabilities and need for long term.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Barak. So we have answer from the Mr. Barak only. Who wants to answer? So I got answer from the Mr. Kais. I think this is the answer for the previous question about the training. Is a learning experience designed to achieve a relatively permanent change in an individual that will improve the ability to perform on the job. And he said that development future-oriented training focusing on the personal growth of the employee. Thank you very much, Mr. Kais. You are also correct. Most active students as Mr. Barak and Mr. Han and we have Mr. Ismail. Thanks a lot. So the last question for today is analyze how the NDA helps to develop its employees and show the benefits. And this is the third question. The fourth is evaluate how NDA's people start to support its mission statement. So let's leave these questions. This will be as as assignment or homework for you. Today we have had two case studies. First is Force Commission Department, there is the government department. Second is the NDA, also the nuclear non-commercial body. So we answer for the questions. And you have the last case study is the CM. As you can see, the Siemens company is a training and development as a strategy for the growth. It's a Siemens case study. So we have for that case study 4 pages. And we have at the end of that case study the 4 questions. So try to answer for that questions and just email to me. As I know you've been already divided to the small groups, and you are working as a team members. As a team, that's fine. If I get from each team the answer, this will be very good. So I can track your answer and rate them. So the last case study about the Siemens. Please answer for the 4th questions and try to send me by the next week, before the next session, because I already got your previous answers and already marked them. Maybe after 2-3 class we'll give you the review about your answers. We'll send you by email. That would be better for you, so you can read and They will give you the feedback for your answers for the previous one and for today's Siemens case study. So try to answer more deeply. It could be not so, no need to give a long answer. It could be short but very clear answer. The most important is how you will link this all the question with your performance job, with your business, with your company. And maybe you can find something familiar in that case study, what is that happens in your company, the familiar activities or familiar strategies or planning or whatever the methods could be also. On the next session, we talk about the leadership and changes. Next. And we talk about development more widely. The next session will be just I will run it, and I will talk only. Wouldn't be any case study for you. So I will give you the PowerPoint slides and I will describe you about the leadership and about the development. And so the homework you already got, and by the end of this class, I will send you the PowerPoint slides for today's class. So who has any question for today's class and for today's case studies? Please go ahead. If nobody has a question, everything is clear and understandable for you? So Mr. Kai's answer is yes. That's fine. And please try read more case studies, and actually try read more. Then you will be able to read faster than usually. Actually. So thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed today's class. So I got your answers. We'll save it and we'll rank it also. The homework you already got. We'll send you the PowerPoint slides on it. That's all for today. And see you on the next Saturday at 6 p.m. The time wouldn't be changed. Thanks a lot. Have a great time. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.